It's like the best, and it's delicious. So in my last raw milk video, I showed a 70-minute routine of making creme fraiche, yogurt, and farmer's cheese and milk kefir. So I went ahead and reduced that down from a 70-minute process to about a 10-minute process. So I'm going to show you that today. Now the main reason is because I cut out the farmer's cheese. I enjoy it, and I'm sure I'll make it again, but on a week-to-week basis, we weren't really eating that much. So I went ahead and nixed that, and that makes this whole process way shorter. Let's do this thing. And as I'm filming, I have some onlookers. You might hear my kids playing the piano in the background too. So here I am starting at about 1:06, and I have everything laid out. I've got my funnel, the kefir, the creme fraiche and yogurt starters, and 1.5 gallons of milk, a strainer, and a bowl. So step 1A was to start straining the kefir. So I went ahead and got that started and put it in a safe place. One thing I have learned with this the hard way is that if you have mice, you need to keep your kefir in a secure location. There have been 2 occasions now, because I didn't learn the first time, where I covered the kefir that was going to be fermenting, I guess, or culturing on the counter with a paper towel and a rubber band, and the next morning there were chew marks in it and it was gross. And we did catch some mice, but I had to throw out those entire batches. So keep it in a safe place. So I transferred it to a jar, and I'll let that continue to strain. Now step 2 is to go ahead and separate the cream. So from 1.5 gallons of milk, right now I'm getting about 4 cups of cream. I'm not being super careful to make sure I only get cream, which may affect my results a little bit, but I don't worry about it too much. Maybe someday we'll get a cream separator, but it doesn't take that long. By the way, if you're watching this video, I'm guessing that you're already interested in raw milk. Maybe you already purchased raw milk, you already know the benefits of raw milk. To be honest, I can't give you a lot of scientific explanation for why I believe raw milk is the best, but it's something that I definitely have been convinced of. Partly from reading bits of Nourishing Traditions. That's like a textbook. It's like way over my head, but I tried. But mainly it's from practitioners and mentor figures in my life that have totally bought into this idea that raw milk is best, the good bacteria in that, the enzymes, the vitamins and minerals. Does it have vitamins and minerals? Don't quote me on that, but I really believe it's the best way to go. So that's why I'm wanting to prepare this raw milk, yogurt, and creme fraiche, basically sour cream, as well as milk kefir. I'm trying to get as much cultured food into our diets as we can, as much whole foods as we can. So with 4 cups of cream, we put in 4 tablespoons of the starter. And so I couldn't find my tablespoon. I think it was in the sink. So I just used a regular spoon because it's the size of a tablespoon anyway. And then I gave it a little bit of extra because why not? And gave it a stir. Now, as you can tell from this batch of creme fraiche, it is looking really thick. Now, one update or caveat that I have here is that we are actually considering going a different direction with our creme fraiche. We were really happy with the taste and texture of the creme fraiche that came from the single batch use from Cultures for Health, but I wanted a heritage culture that I could keep using, and so we got this other one from Purely Probiotics. And I'm pretty happy with it, but my husband and kids don't really care for the flavor as much. And it seemed like instead of the recommended 24 to 48 hours of culture time, it was needing way more than that. And so it got us all a little like, oh, is this too long? Is this starting to go bad? So we might go a different direction with that. Anyway, step 3 was to go ahead and work on the yogurt. So there's now room in these half-gallon jars because we took the cream out for the creme fraiche. So we go ahead and put in half of a cup or 8 tablespoons of the starter yogurt, the yogurt from the last batch, into these jars and give it a stir. And again, this yogurt is a little bit more runny than the consistency that you might be used to, but it's so good. And again, to me, it doesn't even matter that it's more runny because all the additional benefits of eating this yogurt far outweighs a runnier consistency. Most of the time, I put it in a mug with some honey and just kind of sip it and drink it, and I think it's delicious. And then step 1B, back from before, I went ahead and got the milk kefir finished and strain that out a little bit more. The grains are growing back slowly, again, from twice of needing to throw out the batch that I had and not having any extra in the fridge except for the milk, not the grains. So I'm slowly regrowing the grains with the milk kefir. But anyway, I added some more milk and set that aside. So then at this point it's 1:19, but that's including me moving the camera around and changing angles, so I think I can easily cut 3 minutes out of that time and honestly tell you that it only took about 10 minutes for this whole routine that lasts for the week. If we end up getting low on yogurt and we have a surplus of milk, we just go ahead and make another batch like we have going currently. So I packed everything up, made sure to label everything. You really got to make sure to label everything. And there you have it. The way that I found milk where I currently am living is just by looking on the local Facebook group for buy, sell, trade, or the community group. Now, if you don't have a source of raw milk or you don't know of one, another awesome resource is this website called realmilk.com, where you can search for raw milk providers in your area. It's like the best, and it's delicious. So if you haven't tried raw milk, I highly encourage you to. If you use it and you love it, great, more power to you. Thanks for coming along. Bye. Hey, you, yeah, you. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this or learned something, can you like it down below? Thanks.